Hi everyone, welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot 29,000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. On Tuesday, CNN accused Trump's Health and Human Services nominee of insider trading. The report detailed how Representative Tom Price bought shares in Zimmer Biomet and then introduced a bill to help the company. Trump applauded his pick's business savvy and said that his cabinet would only engage in the best insider trading, and that the amount of cheating that would take place while he was in office would be tremendous. Last week, Mexican food chain Chipotle announced its plans to treat chickens more ethically before slaughtering them and turning them into burritos. But this was a terrible idea. The plan just led to stronger and smarter chickens that eventually turned on their farmers, and it wasn't long before Chipotle was serving human meat. But they still delivered with the explosive diarrhea everyone had come to expect and enjoy from the restaurant. Last week, civil rights activist and Georgia Representative John Lewis said he would not be attending Trump's inauguration. Then on Tuesday, Maine's Governor Paul LePage took to the airwaves to ridicule Lewis's decision. LePage said that Lewis and the NAACP should be thanking whites because they ended slavery, ignoring the fact that whites also started slavery. You see, the root of LePage's problem was that he knew that not all white people were racists, but he claimed that the NAACP labeled all white people as racist, and that pissed him off because LePage didn't attend all those rallies and throw down for some hate-shaped linens just to be lumped in with a bunch of decent human beings. Covering up the fact that he had a serious shaving accident back in December, Trump loyalist Roger Stone claimed he was poisoned so that he wouldn't be able to prove there was no Russian hacking, which is really hard to do. It's hard to prove something doesn't exist. After being poisoned, he became violently ill and lesions broke out on his face. Stone claimed it was an inside job, but the poison used was thought to be polonium, the same poison Russia liked to kill off its dissenters with. So why would Russia try to eliminate Stone if he was sticking up for them? Why would American operatives use Russia's favorite poison? The whole story started to fall apart, and Stone finally admitted that he's just getting old and can't control his razor as well as he used to be able to. President Obama commuted most of Chelsea Manning's prison sentence on Tuesday. Miss Manning was sentenced to 35 years in prison for leaking thousands of confidential documents about the Iraq War to the press in 2009. She had served over 7 years of her sentence when Obama granted her clemency. Meanwhile, Edward Snowden continued to just hand over a couple of choice intelligence secrets to Putin in hopes that the Kremlin leader would put in a good word for him with Trump. In an interview with Fox News on Wednesday, Trump said that he doesn't like tweeting, has better things to do with his time, and would quit if the press was honest. And by that, of course, he meant that if only flattering stories about him were published, he wouldn't have to jerk himself off with Twitter every time he dropped a deuce. On Wednesday, Obama held his final press conference as president. During the conference, he announced that within the next 24 hours, he would take away everyone's guns, that he was a follower of Islam the whole time, and that he wasn't born in Hawaii, or Kenya, but Pennsylvania Dutch country. I don't understand why he went to such great lengths to hide that from the public. And taking a dig at Trump, Obama also mentioned how the press has a responsibility to inform the public of the facts, not just stroke the ego of the person they are reporting on. And once the White House press corps had the opportunity to inform the public of Trump's goings-ons, they all lost their jobs, and Trump promised the American people that he would tweet them everything they need to know. Picking up a story from a couple of weeks ago, on Wednesday, Carl Paladino, the Buffalo, New York Board of Education member whose 2017 New Year's resolution was to stop living a lie and let everyone know that he was a racist dirtbag, continued to be a poor excuse for a human being this week. The Buffalo Board of Education passed a resolution to file a petition for his removal on Wednesday. Several parents who didn't want a racist old man shaping education policy for their children were at the meeting, and to them Paladino said, "To the people that have spoken here tonight, I understand you, and I understand the limited knowledge you have about the real workings, and I forgive you." Aw, and you know what? That was awfully big of him, to forgive everyone like that. Not like this Florida woman who couldn't find it in her heart to forgive the employees at her local T-Mobile store after they told her they wouldn't be able to fix her cracked iPhone screen for free. After her arrest, the woman told cops she was having a bad day. In 2013, a group of Hasidic men severely beat a gay black man for being in their neighborhood. Last Wednesday, sentencing for one of the attackers was postponed until March due to a serious medical issue. Doctors had diagnosed the Hasidic man with not having a plane ticket to Israel. Friday morning, a plane flew over New York Harbor towing an anti-Trump banner. That incident led to Trump equipping several Manhattan skyscrapers with anti-aircraft sentries to prevent similar occurrences from happening in the future. But once a number of pilots across the country took to airing their grievances in a similar fashion, President Trump enacted a no-fly zone over the entire country, crippling the economy. But hey, at least no one was speaking ill of the poor little baby king anymore. Donald Trump was sworn in as the 45th President of the United States on Friday, a huge win for unemployed, uneducated white men that just wanted to sit around drinking beer and reminiscing about the good old days. Trump's message of, "You don't worry about it, let me worry about it," really resonated with them. After his inauguration, Trump wasted no time indicating which matters he would be most focused on during his presidency, deleting small potato issues like climate change and civil rights from his newly acquired whitehouse.gov website and replacing them with ads for Melania Trump's QVC jewelry line. And in classic Trump fashion, the jewelry was both gaudy and kitschy. The Trump brand. Let them know you're overcompensating for something. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we also have a Twitter. You can follow us on there. Thanks again, and I hope you see it again next week. Bye!
Delicious.